here we have your latest guitar, which looks familiar.
It looks like all my other.
Yeah, it's not. It's not actually Blackie, but it's as faithful a replica as you're going to get.
Yeah.
So
without being one of the very, very limited one-offs that they did for Clapton, which are $24,000.
Yeah.
Which came with a case and a signed Crossroads book or something on here.
So what have we got here?
Right. And this will start a big dilemma on Relict. Which, you know, it's a personal choice on the Relic. What we have here is a 2007 NAMM limited edition 1957 Fender Stratocaster.
It's basically a Bitsocaster, isn't it?
It is.
It's a replica of a Bitsocaster.
Yeah, it is, yeah. What they did was they made, a few years ago, in about 2005, 2006, they made a set number of replicas of Eric Clapton's Blackie. I mean, those were down to, you know, exactly what they do now for the Gary Moore one and stuff like that. Came in the case, they made a case that was exactly the same as that one. They made, you know, it came with like a load of signed stuff, and there was, I don't know how many they made, 150 if they made that. There's one up for sale at the moment, and it literally is 24,000.
Yeah.
The retail on it at the time was 22.5 and it's 24, so it's an expensive guitar. What they then did was for NAMM 2007, obviously they sold all of those out.
So they being the Fender, the best of the best of the Fender Custom Shop.
So what they did all these master built £24,000 one. Then what they decided to do was for NAMM 2007, they made 50 of these, and they're not all black. So what they did was they took everything out because it's they just modelled it on the Relic on there. They did. There's like a tangerine, which is an off red colour. There's this one, and then there's the standard. No, the two-tone 57.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many of the 50. I don't know if there was 20 black and 15 of the others. I don't know what they are. Occasionally, I've seen one tangerine one up for sale since I got this one. So this is. We'll get some photographs later on. But I mean, you know, turning it over, it's rather battered.
Is that was that classed as a heavy relic?
This is a heavy relic. Heavy relic, even down to little cigarette burns up here.
So this is basically every bit of relicing here matches the relicing on Clapton's Blackie.
Yeah, but not done to the nth degree that they've done with like the Gary Moore one or the Rory Gallagher's and all, and that one. They've just said, you know, like we've got this heavy one that's, you know, if you look at Clapton's, it's much heavier than that on the back. Like Clapton's has got nothing there. The cigarette burns a bit bigger.
I think he's got more cigarette burns.
On there. So what they've done is just said, look, we're gonna make some of these heavy relics, you know, based upon some guitars. So they did a limited edition to 2007. It's all, we'll get some photographs, but it's all you know, NAMM show 2007 and everything that's on there. And I came across this guitar. I wanted like another high-end Strat, and I was looking at pre-CBS Strats. I was looking at you know, one-off customs. We went to speak to the guy from Fender Custom Shop. So when I was looking for this, sorry, I wasn't looking for this, but I was looking for something else, and then I came across this one, and this thing just plays at them. It's a quarter sawn maple neck, one piece.
Ash body or alder body?
This one is alder. It is just, I mean, just what they've done on it is just phenomenal. You know, someone picks this up. I mean, the rust down to there, the screws, the aging, and I'm not really a fan of relicing as such. But this thing, it's like, it just looks nice.
And the lacquer's worn in places on the fingerboards.
Yeah, the lacquer checker, and it plays like an old guitar, but plays better than an old guitar because it hasn't had the potentially warped neck or, you know, the bits that have been replaced and put together. Yeah. It has the pickups. I mean, on the original Blackie, there was it was a Bitsocaster, so it was made up of a 54 body and a 57 neck, or I don't know.
Because the story I heard was he'd gone to America and he came back with 6 Strats. Strats. One he gave to, 3 of them he gave away. I think Peter Frampton got one. I think George Harrison might have got one. can't remember who got the third, and then he took the body off one, the neck off another, the electrics off the third. Might have mixed and matched the electrics, but he basically built the best of out of the three into one guitar.
Yeah,
and that was his workhorse for.
Till he sold it, and he sold it to auction for a charity. Yeah,
because I'm thinking he sort of started using the Eric Clapton signature Strat. He was the first guy that got a signature Strat, wasn't he? Had the lace sensors. That must have been about 85.
It was in the 80s. I mean,
but until then, if you saw him playing a Strat, occasionally it was a Lake Placid Blue.
Yeah, and he had a Blackie, which he basically was 80-90%. He had a Brownie one as well.
Yeah, it was
like
Brown.
And then he had a couple of Les Pauls and other stuff they used, but most people relate. And most of his, I mean, he's got all the like the multicoloured, like they're called the splatter casters.
Yeah.
That you'll see him using, like the. He's got like number one.
It's
the Crash.
Yeah,
Crash.
It's like the guitar equivalent of the Hawaiian shirt.
Yes, that's it. He's got a few of those.
But they're more recent 90s.
Yeah, but he's all predominantly he used a black Eric Clapton model, and the Custom Shop one that they still do, I believe, is black. So they do a Custom Shop Eric Clapton signature. Yeah. So it's not the £1,314 one they do. Yeah. There's one that's like 3,000. Yeah. A bit like they do with the Gilmore one. You know, there's the full one, and then there's a few cheaper ones on there. But this thing and the pickups are a little bit odd on here. They are. So it has a PhatPhish's Custom Shop. So one off in the no
PhatPhish must be the bridge.
PhatPhish's in the bridge.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't know. I'm going to have to check this. There's a Custom Shop PhatPhish, which is obviously on there, but these are all signed underneath. So these are one off being wounds. There is a Texas Special, which might be in the bridge, and it might be the PhatPhish in the. It might be PhatPhish in the middle, Texas Special in the bridge, Custom Shop one, and then there's a 69 Custom Shop one here, which is one of the Abby Ybarra ones, which is just signed on the bottom. She's retired now. She was making pickups from 1957 or 1958, and she retired a few years ago. So there's one of hers that's in there that's all signed on the bottom. But what they've got there is it's got that, because it's got the 69 in there, it's got very it's a low output, so it's got a very Hendrixy style. You know, nowhere near as harsh.
What? You know? Switching have you got? Is it 3-way or 5-way?
It's 5-way.
So they've let the vintage thing slide for the pickup switching.
But when they're copying like somebody's guitar trying to make a replica, if it's got a 5-way on anyway, which I think it probably has, I'd imagine it's
usually the first thing that gets replaced, isn't it? On the Strat, it's got the 5-way switch on.
But I mean, it comes with like an aged trem bar. It comes with the ashtray cover on there, and it's just a very, very nice guitar.
Okay, so give us some tones. Is it straight?
So just
twerk with the pickup options there.
So put a bit of dirt on there. Let's just have a bit of that.
Great sound.
It is. Let's go to my favourite position. 2.
Most people
middle. Then onto the neck.
Open sounding.
It is. I mean, it's not quite as much bite, you know.
Yeah. In terms of the volume that we're getting out of that, it's similar to what you were getting when you were playing the American style, which is just above a vintage sort of output. Yeah. So back of the neck looks two different colours. Is that
it's worn off?
It's down to the wood, or is it just?
It's just worn off. The lacquer's worn off. So they've taken the nitro, just come off it there. But it's strange actually because the neck is because this guitar was stuck. Somebody had it stuck under a bed. It was one of those that they bought it and never used it. So like that's it's got bumps and scrapes and everything all over it, and the back is just absolutely beautifully smooth, and it's very, very playable.
But it's all done by the Custom Shop. To give you the impression of having been in the wars.
Yeah, I mean something else on as well that hasn't got vintage frets. You know, like a vintage. haven't got anything here with vintage frets, but if you look at
that's got vintage.
Yeah,
bit thinner, a bit higher.
Yeah, and this has got like medium jumbo on, so doesn't look one, I'd imagine.
What's the neck profile on it? Is it V-ish?
It's a V and it's a 9.5.
Oh, so it's more of a modern radius of 7.5, so it's a slightly flatter camera.
It's slightly flatter, yeah, you see it when you have a go anyway.
Yeah. The neck is a bit of a chunker, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because down here, that feels
Jeff Blackie
like
almost.
No, that's standard Strat, but that's getting fatter and fatter and fatter the further up I go. That is
bit of a baseball bat.
Got a bit of, it's got a slight V-ing on it, but that is a bit of a chubster. Can I have a bit of a clean?
Do you want just a bit of...
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, but it's a you've got flat. It's a bit flatter there. I was because it looks so vintage. I was expecting a more curvy fingerboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the crazing and the lacquer.
The lacquer checking's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It looks exactly the same as my 60s telly.
Oh, that must be the Texas Special.
Yeah, it's Texas Special.
Yeah, it's big neck because I do play Strats a bit, but that Williams that I got has got a bit of a slimmer neck on it. So this is really is a step up to what I'm kind of used to playing the past week or so.
This is with a bit of Blackie, it'll be noisy. A bit more dirt than that, go for. This is what you might be.
Wrong about playing a guitar like this kind of guitar with a shreddy type of gain sound just feels.
I know it's a lovely guitar. I know it's just
and actually even the custom shop plate, it's got like a
they've aged it.
It's not tarnished, but it's got like a patination to it.
Yeah, they've done that on them.
Yeah.
I mean the tuners, everything. It's just like literally every screw's been aged.
Yeah.
The
strap buttons. Because were you saying they'd kind of intentionally worn out one of the grub screws and you couldn't adjust the height?
It's on one of them. Yeah, they worn out one of the screws. It was okay in the end.
Yeah.
But it was just like, they've just gone to the nth degree on it. And look at the screws. Like some of them are like really burred.
Yeah.
They've deliberately burred screws on it. So exactly, they've tried to put 60 years worth of aging. And they've really gone to town on it, and it's just. But the thing is, as well, though, it plays and sounds amazing. If I to buy that guitar, I'll have a one in front of what that cost. It'll be another 10 grand to get anything that was half decent.
Yeah, you mean like the real
thing? I mean, I looked at a 59. I looked at a 59 that had been refinished, and it was a black. It looked exactly the same as that, but it was a 59. I'll not even tell you, it was like ridiculous amounts of money. It was in the sale.
Yeah.
But it was funny enough, that got sold and I've seen it up for sale again. Privately. But it's and I think this is why a lot of people now are getting Fender to replicate their own guitars for them. Yeah. So they can take them on tour. They can leave the prop ones at home, and then I'm seeing it more and more at the moment now. People actually I've got no doubts that I believe like Gilmour's not using a standard one, he's using one of the aged custom shop ones that you can go out and buy for $3,000, and he's using like a really good one of those, master built. I know Springsteen's doing it. There's very few people actually playing vintage stuff live anymore. Bonamassa is. A guy called Keith Scott from Bryan Adams is. I mean, everything he's using is like 50s. The newest guitar he used on stage is about 61, and it's just but that's, you know, and it's nice to see them being used. But more and more now, people are getting, because what they're actually saying is that actually they're better, they play better. They haven't had the years, you know, they look the same. They're as easy to play, but they don't have like the temperamentalness of them, and you know, they haven't been refretted a million times, and they need doing again, and so basically people are retiring them now and getting Fender to make them replicas of their own guitars.
I suppose like getting someone to kind of wear your shoes and kind of break them in for you.
Exactly.
As soon as you pick it up, this feels comfortable, because it does take you a while to bond with a guitar.
I mean, I remember the Eric Clapton one on that $22,000 or $24,000 guitar that they did. I remember an interview with them when they made it. He said he couldn't tell the difference.
I think I've seen that.
He said he could not tell the difference. In a blindfold test, he wouldn't know which one was his and which one was the other one.
So does it have a telltale sign on it somewhere?
So
if you put the two side by side, you're like, hang on, which one's the original, which one's the
they're
copy?
Stamped on the, just because I mean, the thing is, right, I could literally take this guitar, sand off the Custom Shop logo off the back. How would anybody know? Change the neck plate to one that's got an aged one that's got like an L serial number. How would anybody ever know? What they do is they stamp the necks are all serial number to the body. They also engraved so you can't get rid of it. So it's not like it's like on a stamp so you can sand off. They have they have builder's initials inside. But it'll say something like relic below one of the pickups. But I mean, it's been chiseled in. So the telltale sign will be if someone's trying to chisel that out, there's going to be a big groove in there. Because these things are, you know, this is people that were making forgeries in the 90s and stuff couldn't make them as good as this. But they know exactly. Let's be honest, a builder would be able to get a pickup, and you know, if they know what to stamp for, and it's like, is it a grey bottomed bobbin like pickup? Is it a black bottom because of the age, and they can make them all. And
because the vintage market has gone absolutely
mental
nuts with prices. I mean, they are nice things, and they're getting older, and things are coming off the market, so the prices are obviously going to go up. But yes, last time I was down in London and in some of the music stores, I was seeing very nice vintage tellies and very nice vintage Strats and Les Pauls, but it's like, that's a hell of a lot of money. And the sad thing is, a lot of people are going to be buying these, and like you say, it goes into a case, it goes under the bed, it goes to a temperature controlled lockup, and it never actually sees the light of day. When these things, and we've said this plenty of times before when we talk, and these things are meant to be played. You know, you shouldn't be buying them just as an investment, as a collector's piece.
But you know what? Even some of the people who do play them, like the Bonamassas of the world, there's a couple of these. Had a couple recently. Tuxedo Telly, it's called, which is like a black double bound custom, so it looks like a tuxedo. It's black and thingy. He's also got a 65 custom coloured Strat, which is red with a transitional logo, same as my Telly, and it's absolutely mint. And he says, "I don't want to play them." I was just thinking, like, you know, you bought them then as an investment, and there's a few on the market at the moment I've seen come up where, you know, it's like proper what they call collector's grade, not player's grade. 60,000, 60,000 for a 61, I can't remember if it's 63 Strat, 62, anyway, pre-CBS, 60 Strat. There was two of them, a black one and a white one, and it was ridiculous. It was, and you know, and they've knocked 20,000 off the prices of those already. Because it's just like, you know, hang on a minute, that's when you can actually pick one up that's used. I don't like shiny and new things anyway. It says I much prefer them when they've been played in and battered. Okay, so that one's been not played in and battered, but it actually plays as well as my 25-year-old Strat that I've had from new, which I have played, and it's got dents and.
That's one of the sad things about getting older. Some of the gear that we bought new is now officially vintage.
Well, yeah,
because I remember
on there.
I was one that had. It was my old HM Strat. It was in 1989.
Pink one.
The pink one. I was looking to sell that. I was talking to one of the.
Was that bought in Rock City? Was it Rock City?
It was Rock City. it was Rock City at the time. It was imported from Fender.
Yeah.
The Fender demonstrator.
Yeah.
But I remember I was talking to a couple of the shops down on Denmark Street in London.
They're sought after now, aren't they?
And because they are a bit sought after. It's like, would you be interested in HF Strat? I was like, not really. We've got a lot of like rock gear at the minute. Have you tried like another shop up the street? And I said, well, it's all vintage and rare. And it says, to be honest, it's an HF Strat. It's not Fender Strat, like this.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly rare. And he says, no, but it's vintage.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I bought it new. I said, yeah, but I bought it new in
the
1989.
Yeah, it was respectable in the 80s.
Yeah. So, what we've got, what we've got is.
I mean, I've got quite a few pedals, sort of left over from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that chorus pedal, which is honestly just a really nice, subtle chorus, without being over the top, like going into a rotary, Leslie type thing.
Vibe. It's not a vibe.
It's not like that. And I've got that one. I've got the enhancer, which is battered, which I don't actually use anymore.
And they don't make them anymore.
Yeah, they make the Dyna. Is it the Dyna Comp, which is similar, but it's nowhere near as good as the Enhancer EH2, which is a bit like a BBE maximizer. It just really includes,
makes the guitar better.
It just the signal change just crisps it up and cleans it. So I've got one of those. I've got an original DS1 that I've just had.
Everybody,
but I've had one from the board.
DS1s,
but I've had one from the 80s that I've still got boxed and I don't use it anymore.
It's the mighty orange beast.
And the best thing, and they were too fizzy for my liking. But you can send them off for like a 20 or 30 quid mod that just makes them sound like a clon.
Yeah.
So you're worth doing that if you've got a DS1.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is from the this actually may have come from Rock City as well.
I'll tell you, because I got mine. One Dunlop Crybaby wah wah.
Yeah, it's the
probably roughly the same time as you did. Yeah. And I know when I was teaching, probably about half my students bought a wah wah, not necessarily a Crybaby, but something very similar. Because it was the time that everyone was getting into Just Satriani. He was doing all this stuff on like Surfing with the Alien. And the Dunlop sales must have gone through the roof. Because back then, if you wanted a wah-wah, it was the Crybaby or nothing really.
There was a Crybaby. I mean, there was. I think back then there was the original Crybaby, which that is. There would have been. I don't know when the Digitech Whammy came out, but that was the one that
Digitech Whammy was out. It was after
90s, was it?
Yeah, I think they were kind of cashing in on everybody who was getting
Morley used to do one that was quite good.
Yeah,
and I think they still do.
The Morley one's interesting because it's not a potentiometer; it's optical.
Right.
So it's like a
little light.
There's a light, and then a film that gets darker to lighter, or darker to more transparent. And as you move it, it goes to like photoresistor or something.
What I do like, what is quite nice about some of the newer wah-wahs are the switchless ones.
Yeah.
Where you just touch it and it comes on, because it's like, wait, have I got it on?
Yeah.
I've got it on.
Because that was the most popular mod back in the day. Was a little like push switch on the side, so you just kind of kick the wah on or off.
But I think the Morley one, they got it right because they had a switch, didn't they, on the side?
Yeah.
They had there's a switch button. It was just one of those.
Yeah.
Just a. And then it was just you used to pop it on and then do that one. Mm-hmm. But now again you can buy them where you can change the frequency. They've got tone controls, they've got volumes, everything on them. Yeah. But that is one thing about getting older, is that your gear that you've kept over. And that's half the reason why I built that board. I just thought, you know what, I've got all this gear lying around. Let's build an analog board that, if I want to do something, or I want to do a slightly different bit of music or play with somebody else, I can pretty much.
Yeah,
I've got this without having to carry loads of stuff. I can literally have that a guitar in a case, and turn up, and I can pretty much. I'm not gonna. I can't think about what I can't get from there, but I've got a delay, I've got reverb, I've got a chorus, I've got a flanger. What else do you need?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first started buying pedals. Obviously, the first thing I got was a overdrive and distortion, whatever it was. Then I got chorus. Then I got a flanger.
Yeah.
Because at the time when I was starting, before formative years, I was really into Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
And that was his rig, was basically chorus, flanger, and drive.
Probably all MXR as well.
MXR.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen, lots of drive and a flanger.
Phaser.
MXR
Phase 80, orange one.
Some of the classic, guitar rigs. They're not complicated.
No.
Oh, it's just a good drive sound.
Yeah.
Not a lot of effect going on there.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Is like, and it's what you like. And the effects. Some people just literally just want an amp and a guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're happy with that. I think though most people have one or two things on the floor.
Yeah.
just to like you said, just you want that extra bit of gain, And talking about Joe Satriani, I remember him saying, he said like he has a boost pedal there, but just when his fingers start getting tired, just to like dirty it up a bit more so he can cover basically mistakes. But his fingers are getting tired at the end of a show, so it's just that's what he's done. If he has a boost just to put on, just to muddy it a bit more, so you can't hear it. That's what they do. Anything to get by.
So I guess kind of to wrap the day up. What's the messages? It doesn't have to be the latest gear. We've got a fairly traditional amp down here.
Second hand.
All valve. It's really good working amp. Very analog board. It's portable, so it doesn't have to be big and heavy. You don't have to carton refrigerator things around. Yeah, it's really suited, but it's based on one of the classic guitar designs. And I suppose if it works, if the tool does the job, it's the right tool for the job.
And let's be honest, you don't have to go out and buy something that's the value of that. No, it's not the cheapest guitar in the room, but you know what I mean. But if you take the Mexican Strat, you'd be hard done to. It's about playability, and I like the sound of that. But to be honest, to most people, they won't be able to tell the difference between that and that.
Yeah, and it's not a sophisticated thing. I mean, like my Thompson down there, it's got pickup switching and that, and phase reversal. It's the bog standard 5-way.
Being very biased, Fender got it right in the 50s, and they've never changed the design. So what does that say?
Yeah.
The Telly and the Strat, the standard ones, are the same as they were in the 50s.
So, I mean, let's have a look at that. That's Fender USA Standard Strat from 2000.
Yeah.
Differences between that and
one fret.
This
and a 2-point trem.
Well,
and you've changed the things on there.
Different thing, but I've rewired it slightly.
Yeah, but if you take it when you bought it standard,
the difference is it's got 22 frets.
Yes,
Normally, vintage Fender would have 21.
2-point trem.
It's got the 2-point trem, whereas traditionally you would have the six point. But interestingly, it's got the solid steel saddles,
which they've now changed.
The trend now is back to the vintage style.
They have that. They have that trem with those saddles now.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They have the vintage saddles on a 2-point trem, and you might get locking tuners. I tell you what, another
locking
change.
Tuners,
locking tuners you might get. The tuners will be slightly different. They'll be Clusons. They're probably Fender's equivalent of Schaller or Gotto or Grover. The other difference is the truss rod. Truss rod will be at the adjustments at the top there.
Yeah.
On all vintage ones and old ones, they're at the neck.
Yeah.
And that's just out of ease of use. Because like anybody wants to adjust the truss rod there, they've got to take the neck off.
It's a bit of a pain.
Well, you've got to take the neck off.
Yeah, but think of things that done in the past. The nut on there, and the nut if you went and bought a new Fender USA Strat now, it's Tusk or Graphtec or something. Yeah. Do you remember when they had the roller nuts?
Yeah, the metal roller nuts.
Yeah, and that was like innovation. It's better for tuning stability, and they dropped them because people didn't like them as much as they get.
But if you then compare that to the Mexican Standard behind you, there's very little difference. Logo
and tuners.
Yeah.
I mean the tuners. I think it's a good progression because these will be a little bit fragile.
They are.
On
they slip.
I would not do it, but I would be prepared to take a set of wire cutters and snap a string under tension.
Yeah.
On a modern set of tuners, vintage ones.
They'll pop out.
The shock to them might be a bit.
They'll
much.
pop out there because it's just got to go in the round. So there's nothing there. There's pops and they're still tied up. They can come out.
Yeah. But generally, like I say, it's a design that works.
Yeah.
It's
one of the and same with the Les Paul. Not going to take it away from Gibson or anything like that. They're still exactly the same as when they made them in the 50s.
Yeah.
They got it right, and if it just works.
Yeah.
There's not much more they can do with them. So they've kept to their. They've kept to what they know.
Yeah, because we were talking the other week about Fender Strats with Floyd Rose trems. You can buy Fender with a Strat with a Floyd Rose. You can retrofit like Squire got down there. It doesn't really fit though. If you want a guitar with a Floyd Rose, you go for a modern guitar. This got Floyd Rose on it. Doesn't fit.
And the thing is as well, if you want a Floyd Rose, You know, you want it routed behind.
Yeah.
So you've got the upward pull that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take the Squire one down there, it's not routed, so you can't pull up.
No, it is a bit limited.
But I mean, there's various people who have taken vintage guitars and put Floyd Roses on just for the downwards and for the stability of tuning and put the locking layers.
Yeah.
You know, Richie Sambora's done it. Dave Murray's got a couple. I mean, proper vintage ones.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you take Yannick Gers from Iron Maiden as well, who's using like 60s with a normal vintage trem on them.
Yeah.
He's obviously probably got locking machine heads on for what he does to it, but you know, and it works.
Yeah,
you know, it still works.
People don't appreciate how much of a difference to tuning stability locking machine heads makes. You think you've got to have it locked at the nut because you're clamping it.
Doesn't matter where you lock it.
It's the fact that the strings slip on the posts, and you don't have that string slippage with a.
You push the trem all the way down. It releases tension on there. They can move. You know, but when they're locked, I mean, I've got, and we've looked at it before, the Gilmore Strat that I've got, the Desert Sand one. That looks like it's got gold vintage tuners, but they're locking. They're not. They go on the top. You lock them in, and they never move.
You haven't
got
wraps around.
Haven't got wraps around. You put them through. You lock it. You can cut it off. You know, you don't have to do anything with them. At all, and it stays in tune. And that's on a 2 point. That's on actually on the 2 point gold with the vintage. With the vintage saddles. Okay. Right, I think we'll knock it on the head there. So thanks again for coming in. Showing us the gear, answering questions, and hopefully we'll do another one soon with a couple more bits.
Because as ever, you've got something in the pipeline.
I've got 2 things in the pipeline. We'll do.
Okay, so hopefully, if you enjoyed this, please click like, subscribe, comment, all the various options that YouTube gives you down there, and I'll see you back in the studio for another video sometime soon. Bye for now.
See you later.